Hello everyone, I welcome you all on the first lecture of online masterclass of AI-powered systematic literature reviews. I'm Dr. Mohammad Imran Qureshi, your trainer, and in this course we are learning latest AI tools that can help us in automating systematic literature review process. In this video, we'll be talking about the fundamentals of systematic literature review, and I'll be with you with the basic concepts of systematic literature reviews. So let's start. And by definition, systematic literature review is a comprehensive and structured approach to gather, evaluate, and synthesize existing research and scholarly article on a specific topic or a research question. This means it follows a scientific method where we are trying to use scientific methodology to review our existing body of knowledge. It is a fundamental component of evidence-based research where we always try to investigate evidence based on the scientific methodology, and it aims to provide a comprehensive and unbiased summary of existing body of knowledge on a particular subject. The next question which you should ask is why systematic literature review is so important. Why everybody is talking about the systematic literature reviews, and why no matter at what stage of your research career you are in, everybody is willing to learn more about the systematic literature reviews. The key characteristics of systematic literature reviews are it provides us a comprehensive search strategy which allow us to search through the literature with all existing body of knowledge while using a comprehensive approach. We can decide inclusion and exclusion criteria based on some particular rules and procedures, which I'll be discussing later on in these lectures. And also, it is, a methodology, use a transparent and reproducible methodologies, mean that no matter who is conducting this systematic literature review, the result might be similar. Whenever you are following the same protocols, you will find the similar sort of results, and that makes systematic literature review unique and more powerful than all other literature review processes. And now we also need to know that the systematic literature review also use a comprehensive method of data extraction and synthesize. So we are analyzing existing data or extracting the record from established databases, and then we try to synthesize the results based on some scientific methodology, which will be part of this course as well. And then all these studies which we are going to include in our literature review, they are being, collected through a quality assessment process, and all these studies need to pass through these quality test or quality checks, otherwise they would not be included in the review. And then this methodology, obviously, when you are using all these protocols and systematic review process, that will allow you to minimize the biasness in the literature review process or research process. So that makes systematic literature review unique, more powerful, and strong than any other literature review methods. Now let's talk about the literature review process. I'll be going through these processes or the steps very quickly because we will be studying these concepts later on in detail, examples as well. So first thing, we need to learn about the systematic literature review. It follows a simple 4-step process. There are many different studies where you will find many different steps, but I have summarized these steps based on the working we will be doing in this online course. So we'll be working on systematic literature reviews by following only 4 steps. Okay, so the first step is really important. So the first step is we need to conceptualize our research, or we need to define our research question. And the second step would be, based on that research question, we need to define the search strategy, and we need to extract the data based on the research question we have defined in step 1. And once we have extracted that data, we will be using different tools and techniques to synthesize that data and try to identify or highlight the key themes and key conclusions from previous research. Okay, so that is data synthesis. So we'll be trying to synthesize data, and finally we'll be working on the reporting and reviewing of our systematic literature review. So these are 4 different steps which we'll be working within these course and within this AI powered systematic literature reviews. But all these steps, we will be using different AI tools, and at each stage of the systematic literature review, we'll be using a different AI tools, which I have already explained in my live session. You can watch that video where we'll discuss what are the different tools we'll be using. So I'll be going through all these steps one by one in a little bit detail. We shall understand what exactly the requirement for each stage of the systematic literature review process. So first, we'll be talking about the conceptualization. Now, in this conceptualization stage, mainly we will be working on our research question. So research question is really an important part of systematic literature review. So at first stage, we'll define a clear research question or objective, because this research question or objective will be linked with your methodology and rest of the steps. So that's why it's really important to identify or to formulate a clear research question. Obviously, formulating research question is not a straightforward process. So I'll be taking you through this process in this lecture, or maybe in next lecture, where we'll be discussing how you can formulate a clear research question. But the first step is mainly to identify and to formulate a clear research question. That is really important for any systematic literature review. And once you are done with this first step, the second step would be defining your search strategy and data extraction. This step is also a multi-stage step where we'll define the key search strategy based on the keywords or the variable we identified, and then we'll be discussing about the inclusion and exclusion criteria. We'll define the sources from where we need to extract the data and how we need to extract the data, and how we are going to assess the quality of the records, and then we will extract the record in any format. For example, usually we use Microsoft Excel to extract our record, and then use another software to learn from that data and try to formulate our different themes and different output from that. So search strategy is really important. This is where we will be using Prisma framework. I will be guiding you that once we are at that stage. And then next stage is about this data synthesis, and in this stage usually we try to uncover the different facts which is available in the data. For example, we try different methods of doing this synthesis or analysis. So we can do this qualitative synthesis, we can do quantitative synthesis, theoretical development, chronological literature development, or comparative analysis, or we can use combination of any of these methods. But I will teach you different methods when we'll be working on synthesis, and we'll use AI tools to synthesize our existing body of knowledge in a very simple, easy, but yet very novel way. That this is step number 3, data synthesis and analysis. And then finally, we'll be working on reviewing and reporting our results. And this is another really important part of our research, because the way we communicate our research is really important. We need to write in a way that can facilitate the purpose of our research. For example, if we are writing a research article, obviously we need to understand how this report can be written so that all the journal, they can accept this type of report. And if we are working for a thesis, obviously we need to write in a different way. But that is also part of our course, and we will try to learn how we report the results, and we'll be continuously learning how we can interpret different findings and use different AI tools to interpret all these findings. Writing the conclusion and recommendation is really, really important, and for me it is more important to identify some tools which allow you to conceptually draw, or you can use these tools to draw your concept in a graphical format. That is really, really important for a systematic literature review to abstract your ideas in a graphical form. And then finally, we need to write recommendation for future researcher. That is really important, and that is what the main purpose of a systematic literature review is. And finally, we'll be continuously reviewing and updating our systematic literature review. This is all about the systematic literature review fundamentals, and let me just conclude this video. We'll be working on systematic literature reviews, and systematic literature review process is based on 4 different steps. First, we need to conceptualize. Then we need to define search strategy and extract data from databases based on Prisma guidelines. We'll be discussing deeply about the Prisma guideline when we'll be working on that data extraction and data extraction strategy as well. And then we need to use some tools and techniques to synthesize the literature or the findings of our literature. And finally, we need to report and improve our results all the time and keep them updated. So that's how we'll be working on systematic literature review process. I believe this video laid the foundations for you exactly what we are going to do in this course, and there are only 4 different modules, and these are 4 different steps which will be carrying out throughout the research, and we will be using all different AI tools which can help us or assist us in automating this process. Thank you very much, and in the next video I'll be discussing about how we can develop research question, which is first step of our systematic literature review.